Good morning, guys. Welcome back. I see if we're live. This is awesome, wonderful. I want to share today a trade setup. I'll do that quick. I'm going live only because I don't have to edit and it's faster for me. So I want to go to a pair. So a trade I took recently on a pair. Let me just see that everything's looking fine. We'll start in just a minute. And this is awesome. Perfect. Guys, so I will go quick. I don't want to waste your time. I want to go through the setup right now. Let me share my screen and the charts. And we'll get to that right now. Boom, there we go. Euro AUD. Here's the trade I took yesterday. It took 5 hours. I thought I would join the crowd on YouTube that say like I made whatever X amount of dollar in 20 minutes or hours. But I want to do it in a realistic way, like how things happen for real. And here's what happened. So you guys know that with the kind of strategy I trade, I sometimes have some break-even trade. It happens. It's part of it. And here's one of them on Euro USD, but on Euro USD. But what's most important though is not the trade, the profit I had. It's mostly about the process and what I went through. So I want to guide you through that first. And here's a chart of Euro USD on the weekly chart. I've sent the review earlier in the week where I think about it was just on Monday, where we were in a support area. Yeah, so this is a few weeks for kind of a few weeks now, since we're about here. Support area right there. I took a few trades on this in the past. Now price is pulling back to the support area. Keep in mind this is a wide area. It's between 1.14 and 1.17. So quite a wide range, which means that we have to be watching all the time and waiting for the setup we want to see in the market. Now coming to this zone, I won't trade the weekly chart because this is way too high for me. It will take a couple of weeks to get the trades and to be started out or in profit. So I won't trade the weekly chart, but I will prefer to go in lower time frame, like the 1 hour chart, the 4 hour chart. Those are the one that I found work the best for me. And so I was looking at setup on this pair. Okay, if you go on the 4 hour chart, you will notice that price was coming back to the low band of the Bollinger Band right here. We could have seen some sort of setup there. Okay, but this is not the setup I'm looking for. If you go now on a 1 hour chart, you will see that the exact same setup I look for appeared over here. Okay, it's not as obvious. This one, basically what we look for is a break outside the Bollinger Band on the lower band because we want to buy in accordance with the support area. We want to look for a candlestick breaking outside, which is this one, and then Golden candle also breaking outside because it's opening outside the band, coming back within, and closing above the high of this previous candlestick. Okay, so what you do with this, and this one was like really not of a big engulfing candle, kind of small, but it doesn't really matter. So what you do is you enter, for me in that case, above the high. You put a line above the high, stop loss below the low, and reward to risk of, in my case, 3 to 1, which was right over here. Okay, and as you can see, the take profit didn't get triggered, right? Price just reversed a little before, but it doesn't matter because the process is like this. And as I shared in a previous video, which I'll link below right after, I am a big believer in taking partial profit. So at 1 to 1 reward to risk, I will take some profit, which is like around here. And by the way, this is not really exact because of the fact that I kind of missed the century. And basically, I got it at the chart where price has made this high over here and was pulling back down, okay, around here. So what I did instead of entering above the high, placing the entry there, is I said, okay, we've been above the high already. I would have been in the trade, but now we're lower. So this is a good thing for me. So I decided to enter over here because we broke the high before. Okay, so I kind of have a smaller stop loss in that case, and that allowed me to have 2 to 1 over here. Otherwise, 2 to 1 over 2 risk might have been over here or something. Okay, so I was reducing my stop loss with that, and I do this only when we broke above the high before. If we didn't break above the high before, if we were just pulling back first, I would not enter. I wait for a break above the high of the candlestick. All right, that's clear. So now 2 to 1 or 1 to 1, I mean, becomes like something like this. Okay, so we were taking profit at 1 to 1, half the position, half is closed here. Price went over there, didn't reach the take profit here, but instead pulled back with the interest rate and all things that were announced yesterday. Okay, so this was like a 5 hour trade, so basically 1 2 3 4 5 or maybe 6. Okay, stepped out. I kind of entered after that. Anyway, so close to it, and this is what happened. So hope that makes sense. I'm gonna say you guys' question. It's pretty simple. but the process is always the most important part, right? Not the P&L, not the reward to risk that you get or whatever. It's a process. What step do you take? And you take them the same way always. Like I'm really proud of this trade right now. If I were to see this again in the market, I would take that for sure every single time, right? Because I know these ones over time are profitable, and over time, the result will vary. You can have break even about 30% of the time, or maybe less than that, maybe 25% of the time, and then you're gonna have some profit, then you're gonna have some losses, but it's part of it, right? That's how it works. And I calculated this in time. I think break even trade happened 15% of the time in my stats, and yeah, or yeah, something of the sort. Now I think I'll have to double check the amount, but I think it's 40% win rate, and then you get some break even trade, which I don't count in the win rate. They're kind of apart, and then the other ones are losses. Okay, but it's part of it. All that makes sense. I'm gonna get to the question. If you guys have any question, and also it's like out of order, pretty fast. But I think we have two people watching, so awesome. I just wanted to do this live because it's easier for me to not edit and stuff. It saves a lot of time. Is there a certain pair that has given you the highest rate of success? Quick like this, it's USD Singapore dollar out of whatever reason. Yeah. Multiple is the best way to go. Yeah. Cool. Perfect. Yeah. So USD Singapore dollar was really a good pair to trade. Something that like whenever I take a trade on this, seems like the win rate is pretty high. But the trade don't happen too often. They happen like maybe once or twice a month, and that's about it. But it's really a cool pair. Um, how do you get rid of being trigger shy? We've talked about this before. Yeah, yeah, we've talked about this before a couple of times in the past. Oh, phone call. Let me pull that off. Sorry about that, guys. So yeah, we talked about this a few times before. How to get rid of being trigger shy. It's all about trusting your strategy, trusting your edge. We have a video about this a few days ago, and I'll maybe link it below after. But you can search on YouTube, trust your strategy, desire to trade, or my name. You'll find it pretty fast. And yeah, we've covered that. It's pretty much you do the work, you show up, you backtest, you test, you make sure you understand what you do, you make a plan, and that should work. Okay, it's pretty simple. Not like simple answer, but not easy to execute, and that's the tricky part. Most people are not willing to do the work in that game of trading, and they get what they get, which is not much. Okay, so I hope that makes sense, guys. I'll leave it here for today. I want to do this quick, of course. Went through the trade. If you have any question, comment below. If you have any suggestion of video, comment below as well. I do want to know for sure because this channel here is not for me, it's for you guys to help you out in your trading or whatever else around that, and that's the goal. Quick question here from Henry. How do you determine if the trade has the potential to reach 3 to 1 of take profit? I don't. It's just based on the stats. I just look at the stats and that's what I've tested to be the best. Okay, and that's about it. So you could do some research, you could look for lines, but in that particular case on Euro USD, there was like not much place you could look for take profit other than maybe the 1 point. I'm looking at this like really fast now, but 1.178 would be a good place to take profit, but this is way above than what I had as a take profit. So yeah, for me it's more simple. I said it, leave it, and leave, go to the beach, go to the pool, do whatever you want, and that usually works. Cool. Yeah, I'm leaving. I want to do this really fast, but you guys have good questions, so I kind of like it. That's awesome. USD CAD is gonna break out soon. Let's check this out quickly. But I've said I want to trade a pullback on this in the weekly review. Go watch it if you didn't watch it. It's in the channel a few days ago. And USD CAD, oh, it's pretty okay. That's interesting, huh? Yeah, USD CAD, I'm looking for a pullback, as I said, on the 1.21 level. Looked like it already happened a little bit like yesterday, pretty much, and we had no setup on this, from what I see now. But that's about that. Yeah, we did have one setup which I missed. That was, but that's not the best setup. So we'll talk about it in the next review probably, and that's gonna be it. Yeah. What do you think about edging your trade? Too complicated for me. I'm not too good at edging anyway. So I'm just gonna, yeah, just taking the trade as is. And edge, like if you have a stop loss and stuff, you don't need to edge. Usually edge is if you don't know what you do or if you have too big of a risk. But I don't, so that's not my problem at all. So yeah, Yeah, Oswald summarizes pretty well into how to trust how to not be trigger shy. I love this. So plan and do fundamentals technical analysis to create setup, and you won't be afraid to take your trade. If you know that you have an edge, you know your stats, and that's a big part. Like now, whenever I do something in business or in trading, I compute my stats, and the stats could be a lot of things. Could be video views, could be your trade, your win rate, your average win, whatever. But once you compute this, you know what is the benchmark, and you know where like how far you can go, and how far you cannot go, how far is unacceptable, and how far is acceptable, and that really helps you become, and not worry about the day to day, the trades you take, the stuff you do, the whatever thing you make, because you know the stats and you know that you have to rely on this number, and you go back to evaluate whether you fit that number, and if not, you just change stuff and you go and you move forward, right? And that's pretty simple. So guys, we'll leave it here. I have a lot of stuff to do today, and I'm gonna probably enjoy the pool over here and stuff. But thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Comment below with your thought. Comment below again with your question or with anything you want me to cover, as always. And this channel is for you, of course, not for me. It's for you guys to learn and to be better. And I'll do everything I can to make this happen. So thanks for watching. I appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Ciao.